What's up, my friends? It's Bob. Each and every day, I inspire people to live their best sweet life. Let me help you. Let's get started with today's video on the Stash app review. So before I get to today's video, you're watching the Sweet Life channel, and this year I'm taking an overall look into what creates an ultimate sweet life. Not just fitness and health, but also a financial house that's well in order. Living your best life, spending time with your family, getting everything lined up so you can look back and say, damn, I live a good sweet life. That is my goal. And all I ask for you would be a great like on this video. All you gotta do is hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope this video is helpful for you. Let's get to it. What is Stash? Well, for the last year or so, I've been invested in this Stash app. I've been using this Stash app. Stash is basically an app, a way that you can start with investing. Now, I would say, this is the kind of thing that if you're looking at getting started with investing, if you're like, hey, I kind of want to dabble in the market, but I'm a little bit nervous about these big companies and this whole stock market trading thing, and it's all very confusing. I think things like the Stash app are a great way to get started to learn a little bit more. But I want to show you some of the good stuff, some of the bad stuff, and give you my full review of this app. Stash, simply put, is the ability for micro investing. That's what that means, micro investing. Although I guess if it's micro investing, that font should be a little bit smaller. There we go, micro investing. That basically means that you have a variety of ETFs or individual stocks if you want, and you can buy a fraction of that stock. You don't have to spend an entire amount to get anything traded. So for example, what I do every week is I put $5 automatically from my bank account into the Stash app. Automatically, it's just set up to transfer $5 in. And then I invest that $5 into a variety of ETFs, a few individual stocks, which I'll get to in just a moment. And that's as simple as that. So it's basically like, instead of getting my cup of Starbucks coffee, I invest in the Stash app. It's only one cup of coffee. It's just one day without your Starbucks. And as you see right here on the screen right now, $555 is how much I put in. So that's my auto Stash impact. Right down below there, you see it says set schedule. $5 on January 31st. That's the next Friday coming up, right? $5 every single Friday. But here's the impact of this $555. If I go to my main home, $808 is how much I have in this account. So, I don't know about you. Making $300 is kind of a cool idea in my opinion. And the reason that's not only growth, but that's also dividends. So they pay out dividends, which is basically the company giving you some extra money, is the layman's terms of it, for investing in their individual stock or ETF. Once the money comes in, I'll go over here and you'll see, right now it doesn't have anything, but right there where it says cash to invest, it'll have $5. Every single Friday, $5 shows up. And then I kind of look at how things are going and I throw $5 towards whatever I'm interested in. What's really neat about Stash is you have two different options. You can invest, like I said earlier, in the individual stocks. AT&T, as you see here, you have the Adobe. There's Adobe if you know about that. Microsoft, Apple, Comcast, BJ's. The list goes on and on. Those are the individual stocks. Now, one thing I would recommend, a little bit of a thing to think about, is individual stocks can be a little bit of a wild child. I mean, all those eggs are in one basket, one company alone. So what I like to do is, instead of just saying, okay, I'm gonna put all my money in one company alone, I like to look a lot more toward the combined ETFs. What I mean by that is, if you go over here, you can see things like this balance. See, it says aggressive mix. Blue chips by some of America's most well-known companies. That's important because if you want to get like the individual stocks, you can do that. But if you want to get an overall and get like a little piece of each one of them, get something like this where you can have a piece of everything. If you're passionate about anything in particular, I would really look into going into the belief section and throwing $5 into one of these things. And by the way, every single week, you can invest differently. You can go and say, okay, this week I'm going to do the right thing. And then maybe you're, let's say you are interested in robots rising. You're very interested in robots. You want to learn a little bit more about that. Maybe the next week you throw $5 into the robots rising. And then basically what you do is you keep investing in all these different things. Diversify. If you've not heard that word before, you'll want to diversify your funds. And simply put, this is your ability to do this. So let me go through where I stand and where I have my money invested. So here are some of the things that I invest in on the Stash app. I'm going to click over here. I'm going to scroll down. All right, so I do have an individual stock in Comcast. I have blue chips, right now $66. And then you can see how much you invested in that. So $55.93 is how much money I put into it. And it grew about 19.48% to where it sits today at $66.83. American Innovators, Copy the Experts. I definitely like that one. Delicious Dividends. And I'll tell you that Delicious Dividends, if you want to get the Stash app, that's a good one. They do pay out some nice dividends. And what I do is I take that and then I just reinvest it back into this particular ETF. So $42.62 is what I invested there. I have a total of $50.10 as of today. Now remember, in the stock market, it's going to go up and down and up and down. We are not here to get rich overnight. If you're thinking about doing Stash because you think you're going to put in $5 and become a millionaire tomorrow, you are in the wrong mindset, my friends. What we're going to do when it comes down to living a sweet life is looking ahead 20, 30, 40 years from now when everybody else still has to work and we're able to retire and have a great, great nest egg to be free and feel good and travel and have a badass life. Oh, that's called the sweet life. So you got to remember that, guys. This is about long term. Don't get so nervous when the thing goes down and you're losing some money and you're like, oh God, yesterday it was $809, now it's $797, I'm losing money. Don't worry about that, because before you know it, give it a couple weeks, it's going to go back up plus some more. That's just how the stock market works. One thing I'm going to do is, you can see right here I have Apple. Okay, so I invested $10. It grew to $17.37. I am on a verge. I'm going to actually go through and kind of reinvest. I'm going to sell some of these individual stocks and go back into some ETFs. So if you like this video, what I plan on doing is keeping you updated on my Stash app and letting you know how my particular portfolio is working out, and give you some insider information as to how I'm moving my money around so that I can maximize my overall return in the stock market. So more to come on all that, but I am planning to do that actually this week sometime. I'm going to be rebalancing some of this money. But again, it makes it super easy with Stash to get started and be smart. Now, I am a Dave Ramsey follower, and I think it's important to note, what does Dave Ramsey think about something like Stash? Well, micro investing, he says it himself. Micro investing is not something you want to get into if the rest of your financial house is all over the place. If you're massively in debt, if you still need to pay off your debt, if you still are trying to figure things out with your income, if you don't have an emergency fund saved up, start with that first. Don't go right into a Stash app and start investing money that you don't need to invest. Take the $5 a week and throw it toward debt so you don't have any payments and you don't have to pay anybody, and basically go to work to pay somebody off. Okay, get out of that mess and then you can get into the Stash. So one thing he does warn you about, though, with any type of micro investing app, you are going to get micro returns. This isn't like the main full-blown stock market, because again, you're buying fractions of the stock, okay? And when you do that, of course, you're going to grow a little bit slower over time. So make sure that you're also investing in Roth IRAs, in individual retirement accounts, in other different opportunities to ensure that overall you're well diversified and you have a great future ahead of you. There are some things to think about. Not only, the $5 that you transfer in every single week, you simply invest that into whatever you want. There is a little bit of a fee that comes with the Stash app. So the beginner, which is what I do, and by the way, I only do this for the investment. I don't have the retirement account or the debit card. To me, that just doesn't seem worth it in my own opinion. So I'm only using this for the benefit of taking my cup of coffee and translating it into the stock market. So you can see here, beginner, it's $1 a month. It's $1 a month. Some people have said that they feel that that is expensive. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't really care. $1 a month isn't going to kill me, and if it's going to kill you, you gotta look at where your budget is, because $1 a month should not wreck your life apart. So $1 a month, there's no other hidden fees, there's no annual fees, there's nothing else. After you hit $5,000 or more in your Stash account, then it changes from $1 a month to 0.25% per year of all assets. So that's about $12.50 a year. So instead of $12 a year, it becomes $12.50 a year, but you got $5,000, so you're growing, my friend, and that's what it's all about. So again, if you're looking for something that gives you the opportunity to really grow your assets, to start, if you're confused about the investments, start here. Again, it's been super easy for me, and I can't wait to share with you how my investments grow with this Stash app. So if you're interested in getting this, all you got to do, click the link below. And if you sign up with that link, you'll get $5 free once you invest your first $5 and start the Stash app. I'll also get $5, so we'll partner together. We'll get some money out of this, which $5 you can decide what you're gonna spend it on first. It's free, it's a free $5. But most importantly, if you have questions on how this works that I didn't answer you, all you have to do is comment below, guys. Comment below, ask me your question. I'll do my very best to answer them or point you in the right direction of where to get that answer that you're looking for. So Stash app, it's a great opportunity. It's micro investing. If you're worried about would Stash ever go out of business? Well, if they go out of business, this is protected by the SIPC. So it's just as well protected as your bank account. But I don't think there's any risk of them going out of business. But if you do have that in the back of your mind, don't worry, it is protected with the SIPC. Was this video helpful? If it was, give me that like. Make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know when I have something awesome to post to benefit your ultimate sweet life. And make sure you hit that notification bell. Most importantly, above all, each and every day, live your sweet life. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.